Hi there, I'm David and welcome to this edition of Wild Goose Adventures. Today we're going to be talking about a very special bit of technology. As a photographer and as a videographer, image is super important to me. It makes a world difference, and that's what I'm trying to do, bring the best possible image from the most unique places that I can imagine. I have a whole heap of cameras to do a whole heap of different things, and most of that isn't really relevant to this channel except for the images you see. This, however, is a whole new game changer. But more importantly than just for me, the reason why I'm making this is because I actually think it's something that the everyday person could use. People don't use cameras a lot because their phones are so good, so they hang on to their phones. It's handy, you've got it with you, and it does what you need it to do. This, I think, is a game changer for a whole heap of different reasons. Let me go through them with you, and then we'll try and take it out and give it a bit of a field test as we go. First up, it's really small, as you can see, and its image is fantastic. Secondly, it has amazing stabilization. And thirdly, it's waterproof, which in my experience as a salesperson in a camera house are the things that people want, because you're probably going to give this to your kids to use, and you're probably going to take this with you to a whole heap of places, and you don't want to be too precious with it. And the good news is you don't have to be. One other really cool thing with this, and something that I think is going to become, probably if they're smart, going to become available in every other camera in the world, but at the moment it's only in this, and that's the ability in post to be able to reframe so that you can have a 16:9 or a 9:16, and so from the same image. So you go and take a photo or take a video in ProRes mode. If you want to jump over onto your phone into your app, and the app is amazing, let me tell you, then you have the option to be able to make a TikTok video, to make a YouTube Shorts video, and all from the same camera. You don't have to shoot it twice, you don't have to make a decision right there and then what you're going to use it for. You can actually do it for both, and I think that is very clever and an amazing little application that only this, the Go-To, will have. It comes with several different mounts, so let's take it out and give it a road test. One of its great characteristics is its hands-free ability. I have put the camera on the hat. I can wear the hat, and now you can see what I can see. So if you're driving, you're doing things, you can be hands-free. It's so small, it doesn't get in the way, and this really, to me, is one of the ideal things about this particular camera. The Go-To. The Go-To is the Go-To. So I've come down here to Wingding Park because it gives me a good opportunity to use all of the bits and pieces to see what images work and what positions the camera can go to become just interesting in different frames. So first up, this is it. This is the case, and as you can see, it then pulls out of the case, and that's the camera. It's tiny, isn't it? I'm going to have a go certainly with the wing and have a go with the sail here. So let's shoot on and give this a go. Okay, the sail's pumped up. Let's go fly.
Golden sun, cruising without windows down, turning up, brace yourself with sound and cloud. God
Well, that was pretty fun, wasn't it? And it certainly had a good inkling of its just practical abilities. This was what I attached it to be able to have on the hat. Then I got the idea of using the magnetized pendant that it sits on and you wear. And then I had an idea for the sail, that if I put the pendant on one side of the sail and this on the side that was facing me, I could actually put it anywhere. And so a lot of that was just me stopping and checking out how to use this. Now, I don't know if I would trust it in the surf. I'm not sure how I'm going to trust it just yet like that, but it sticks, and I had no trouble with it coming off. But the idea of leaving this just on a sail and having the pounding of waves and me falling off a lot, and leaving that unsecured, I'm kind of not there yet. It stopped raining, so let's take it ashore and have a bit of a wander around. Back in the early days of GoPros, before they had any stabilization, the best way to film was actually to hold the GoPro to your chin, and that's how you're going to get the most stable results. So being able to put it on your head and put on a cap, and for it to be just sitting there innocuously, is just a super way to be able to film, and will just make all your footage that much smoother and that much better when you're taking family pictures, pictures of kids running, pictures of just life, and make it more watchable. You know, just the extra accessibility that this gives you is quite incredible. And as I mentioned, the ability to be able to do it hands-free. The other thing that I kind of like is the fact that because it's so small, you put it on your hat, you put it on your shirt, you just wear it, and very quickly it just becomes a part of what is going on. It becomes part of your appendage, and so people aren't going to be focused on it, and people are just going to relax and just let you use it. Now, there are several ways that you can use it. I tend to use it a lot, obviously, for filming, but there is also the ability for you to be able to use it as a camera. You can do time-lapse with it if you want to go mountain bike riding or push bike riding or driving in the car. You can certainly do that. You can do some night trails. It's incredible what it will do. But again, I don't want to focus too much on all the technical things that it can do. I just want to say it's so handy to be able just to have with you, and I think it's a game changer in the way that you don't have to stand there with your phone and be taking photos and holding it and concentrating. Everyone knows what you're doing when you're doing this. If this is just clipped onto your hat and it's just sitting there, then you're involved in the whole thing, and people are going to see, they're going to forget it. They're going to forget what you're doing, and then you get a much more natural shot. The other great thing about this is the stabilization. I'm just going to put it in here for a sec. Once it's connected and you hear the small beep, it just tells you what you want to be able to shoot. And the little screen just gives you a bit more of an idea. So if I turn it on, the great thing is that you're going to get some stabilization. So if I do this, excuse the background, it should still be all perfectly straight. There are also a whole heap of different attachments you can use. You've got the little pod here that will attach to a normal camera GoPro mount. You also have this mount here, which is a tripod, which is a little stabilizer. You can use it just to hang on to. You can carry it like so if you want to just take normal shots. People say that you can also use this if you take this out and you drop it like that. You can use it as a mouthpiece, but honestly I have a special mouthpiece and I'd only use that if I was going surfing, and so I would probably attach it to this. What I find with these are that breathing, because if you're using this sound, then it's bad enough when it's on the top of your head to be able to hear you breathing. If you put that somewhere near your mouth, then you're basically breathing so close to it, and so you'll get a lot of breath and a lot of that noise that you probably don't want to have. So I wouldn't use it terribly much like that, but you can if you want. It's just a great accessory. And the other one that you can use, and this is another one I really like, you'll probably use this a lot as well. If you attach it here, you can put it on your selfie stick and you can use it to shoot high, shoot wide. You can do whatever you like with it from there. Now, selfie sticks, there's millions of them. I use an extended one because it's just what I have, but in principle, what a great idea. Another fun place that I want to take you to, here at Kingfisher Bay, on a high tide, there is a fantastic little spot. You'll never see it marked anywhere, but I like to call it Ray Bay. On a high tide you can paddle in there and you will be surrounded by stingrays. Such a beautiful sight. They might have got a bad rap. They're not out to get you, they're just there, they're just filtering through the sand and feeding, and it's a great place. I love to go and paddle. So let's jump on the sub, head down there and see if we can see a few rays. That is amazing, isn't it? It's such a beautiful paddle here, and I love just getting on the SUP and getting around. As a bit of a claimer, that I've also been down there with the Insta360, and there are some images in that I've used. I couldn't help myself with the Insta360, and we will talk about the advantage of a 360 lens another time if you like. If you have liked this, and if you enjoy seeing some of this review, and you'd like to see any of the other information on any of the other cameras I use, on the drones I use and how I use them, then please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear. The Insta360, I'll leave a description in the link below, and so if you've got someone that just wants a camera but isn't too fussed on being technically minded, someone who just likes to be out, a family that wants something, this would make an ideal gift, I believe, and give you a lifetime worth of memories and images that you will cherish forever. So that's it for this edition of Wild Goose Adventures. I hope you like this go-to camera. I hope that this has been useful, and until next time, smooth sailing.